What's going on, guys? Jacoborth back here with another video of Jacob's Life in Vegas, and I got something to talk about when it comes to getting a job here in Las Vegas. This is one I've been getting a lot of questions about, as I've been getting more and more job questions. Here's one that people ask me about a lot, and it's what are the work cards that you need, okay? I've talked about this actually on my other channel, Jacob's Adult Playground. I've talked about it for like, nightlife work and that kind of thing, because you do have to have them for that. That's one type of job. You'll have to have these cards. But these cards are required in a lot of different jobs here in Las Vegas. So people have heard, if you've been doing research about getting a job, there's these things that are called work cards you have to have, or certifications, or whatever you want to call them. And there are three main ones, okay? Your job, especially you're going to be working in some type of service industry or hospitality especially, there's a good chance you're going to be required to get some or all of these cards. So there's three main ones that you're going to need. So there's the TAM card, which has to deal with how to handle alcohol. There is it used to be called the health card, but now it's called like the food safety handlers card or something like that. And then there's the third one called the sheriff's card. Okay, you're going to need these for a variety of jobs. You're going to be working anything, a lot of stuff, and especially on the strip, hospitality related, you're going to have to get some or all of these cards. You're going to be doing any kind of job where you're around food. You're going to be a server, you're going to be a bartender, even jobs I've had doing, like being a host at some of these clubs in town. Like sometimes I don't even serve food. I've worked at some places don't even have a kitchen, and you still have to have the card for how to handle food, how to do the food handler safety training. You still have to have that card. So you just, depending on what job you have, you may need it for a job where you're working, at the front desk at a convenience store, or like when I was training for one, there was a guy in there who's gonna be working in the produce section at Walmart. So he's actually gonna be handling food, and he had to take these courses, or just doing some hospitality job on the strip. You're gonna need them for those types of jobs too. So if you're not sure what kind of job, or if your job is gonna require them, just call the employer and ask. The employer will be able to tell you for sure what cards you're gonna need. So the three cards, you have to take a test for two of them. Okay, the TAM card and the food handler's card, you do have to take an exam for those. And those two work a little bit differently than the sheriff's card. So those two cards, the TAM card and the food handler's card, you can actually get those before you even come to Vegas. Or I should say, you can take the course online and then take the exam online as well before you even get here to Las Vegas. The sheriff's card is one that you can only get after an establishment agrees to hire you, agrees to contract you, or whatever the case may be. They will give you a form. They'll give you just this white paper. You have to fill it out with your information. You have to take it down to the police station, and they're going to run your fingerprints, and they're going to do a background check on you right there at the police station, and everything comes back just fine. You'll get your card that day. You'll get the sheriff's card that day. You'll have to pay a fee for it, but you'll be able to have your sheriff's card. But the sheriff's card you can only get after a place agrees to hire you or they agree to contract you. You can't just, go up to the police station, get your sheriff's card and walk on in, okay? You're gonna have to go through an interview process at a place, and they're gonna have to agree to hire you first before you can even get that card. Now, the first two though, the TAM card and the food handler's card, you can go online. I'll put links for all of these down below. A link for the TAM, for the food handlers, and the sheriff's card to give you guys more information. Those two, you do have to take a course online for them. You're going to take the course online, and then at the end of the course, you're going to go ahead and take the exam. Now, you can do the exam online as well. You can actually take the course in person. Sometimes they offer that. I've done the course in person, and I've done it online. I've had to renew the cards. So you can do either one you like, but you do have to take an exam for each one of those. You do have to get a passing grade, and once you've passed the exam online, you have your proof that you passed the exam with a certain grade, then you will go down to the building and you will actually get your card. So what you can do if you haven't moved here yet, and say you're planning to move here and you don't even have a job lined up, what you can do is actually go ahead, take care of the TAM card and the food handler's card online, take the exam, then when you move here, just go get the card. Show your proof that you took the exams, you passed, and then you can go get your cards. I would strongly suggest that you go ahead and do that if you're someone who's looking to get a job here right away. When I say do that, I mean go ahead and take care of those two cards. Okay, that is a couple of things for you. If you have those two cards already, the TAM card and the food handler's card, you've done a couple of things. One, you've made it way easier for the employer to just give you the paperwork to get the sheriff's card and already hire you. Okay, you've also distinguished yourself from other people, because there's so many of these places. They get people who call and don't even show up for interviews. They just call to ask if they're hiring. If you show up there You go show up there to apply to a place, and you say, yeah, I already got my TAM card and my food handler's card, I just need to get the sheriff's card. You stand out in the employer's eyes. You stand out above other people because you already took the initiative to get 2 of the 3 cards that you could. So in their mind, they say, oh wow, this guy's only got to get, or this person only has to get one more thing. Here's your paper. You know, you make it so much easier for them to hire you if you've shown that initiative and if you just make it easy for them, okay? Because then they don't have to explain all the cards to you and how they work. You've already taken care of that. So I really suggest you get those 2 cards, the TAM and the food handler's card, before you even go ahead and apply for a job here. That'll make you look better to the employer. And there are fees associated with each one. So once again, there'll be links down below. There's a fee for each card you have to get. It's not anything like, you know, out of this world, okay? You know, I would say maybe a couple $100 maybe for all of them, okay? And those cards are good for several years. The TAM card, I believe, is good for 4 years. So yeah, the food handler is good for 3 years, the TAM card is good for 4 years, and the sheriff's card is good for 5 years. So, you know, when the time expires for the TAM and the food handlers, you just go through the course again online. You can take the course, pass it, you go get your card, no big deal. And then the sheriff's card, if that expires and you're at your job, just, you know, your employer, let them know, hey, my card's about to expire, and then they'll give you another form. You just, same thing, take that form down to the police station again, do your fingerprints, you'll pay for it right there, you'll have your new sheriff's card, and then it's good for 5 more years. But you do have to have those cards for certain jobs in this area. And you also have to have those cards on you when you're at work. I've seen it before where I've been at work and somebody's card has expired, one of their cards expired, and they get sent home because they couldn't work that day. That has happened before. I've seen it. You have to have those cards on you while you're at work. So those are the 3 cards. Those ones you have to have. There's fees associated with them. You have to take an exam for 2 of them. They're good for several years, and then you have to renew them. You also have to have them on you all the time when you are at your job. That's it for this video, guys. I'm Jacob, and this is My Life in Vegas.